the law firm of Cantlay and Schauffele with our George Savaricas. Now, Patrick Cantley's been playing some great golf over the last month, really this entire season, but he's also been the subject of some...
to play some
he has, and he's been the subject of some barbs and in some really kind of tough heat on social media, but even his peers have taken notice about the issue of slow play. I know you discovered something that Patrick Cantlay was hearing about from Matthew Fitzpatrick, the winner of the RBC Heritage.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick had an interesting conversation with Jamie Weir from Sky Sports News, which became public this morning. He didn't cite Patrick Cantlay specifically, but he had some pretty harsh comments on the subject of slow play. He said, "I think they gave us way too much leeway to get around. If you're in a 3-ball, in my opinion, you should be round in 4 hours, 4.5, absolute maximum. It's a disgrace to get anywhere near that. You're talking 5.15, 5.5 at some venues, and it's truly appalling. The problem is, you know, the conversation has gone on for years and years, and no one's ever done anything about it. I feel like it's almost a waste of time talking about it every time." So there you have the guys, the reigning United States Open champion, who's won on the PGA Tour last week, and he's using words like appalling and disgraceful to set the tone of a conversation about the pace of play out there. And he's not calling out the players. What he's doing is calling out the PGA Tour officials who don't do anything about it. And he also, in fairness, called out DP World Tour officials for doing nothing about it as well. It just seems to be, there's a chronic disease out there. It seems to be reaching an acute phase right now.
I tell you what, I've been covering the game for some 20-something years, as you have. I've been hearing this conversation forever. You know, it could be Glenn Day, you know, was a little bit, you know, meticulous in the way he went around his golf, and others as well. You know, Jason Day can take his time. Jack Nicklaus, you know, Tiger's not the fastest guy out there, but we love watching Tiger. We love watching Jack. We're trying to, you know, read the tea leaves and see what these magicians do. Patrick Cantlay is not the most, you know, approachable, huggable player. I think his pre-shot routine, there's a little bit of Keegan Bradley in it, a little bit of Sam Horsfield in it, the kind of start, stop, endless waggle, let me start over. So I think that makes him a bit vulnerable to the attacks on social media. And by the way, in this era of gambling, in this era of everybody has a phone, it's only going to continue. I mean, they're razzing him at golf tournaments, and then we're hearing about it later on social media.
Yeah, he's guilty of slow play. There's really no two ways around that. Patrick Cantlay is a slow player. He needs to be subject to the enforcement of tour officials. But this situation is being created now where it could potentially get out of hand. There's a video that went viral yesterday on social media, and take a look at it here. This was at TPC Louisiana, where a fan has the stopwatch, which runs and runs and runs as Patrick Cantlay goes through his pre-shot routine here. It eventually clears well over 2 minutes before Cantlay gets around to hitting the ball. And fair enough, this is not a tournament round. They're going to mess around for a little while. But the idea that you are going to have stopwatch vigilantes among the spectators out there, it's a really lousy precedent to set, that those who are at the tournament somehow become enforcers of pace of play rules. This is on the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour needs to do something to actually enforce pace of play before situations like this start to show up in tournament rounds and spectators start to get a little more vocal.
You don't think Beer at the Turn should be the person that is putting out the videos and determining how fast these guys play?
No one who is there as a spectator is there to enforce pace of play. And that's on the tour. And they give way too much leeway to players in this. They always have. And TV networks, including this one, cover for the players by not going to them until they're almost drawing the club back. So viewers at home don't necessarily get a sense of how long these guys are labouring over the ball before they get there. Matt Fitzpatrick, he's on the other end of the scale. He's very fast as a player. But when you hear him speak that stridently and you put that together with the spectators who are out there now gathering data behind a player on what they're, you know, the amount of time they're taking to hit a shot, it's heading in a really lousy direction here for the PGA Tour.
There's two things that I want to say to this. I remember, you know, covering European Tour, now DP World Tour events. It just seems like it's more in the DNA overseas fast play. Even the caddies playing golf over there, you've got to move it. Sub 4-hour rounds. There are a couple clubs here in the United States, Oakmont, for example, where you have to move. Members will get a letter if they're bringing a slow guest. But for the most part, I just feel like European golfers play faster. And the other thing, and you mentioned it, the networks.
It's raining, Damon.
It is raining.
Get back to the clubhouse.
That's true. And have a nice pint. But also, the network folks, and listen, we're part of it, hit 6 o'clock. Just make sure you hit 7 o'clock before you get to the nightly news. I know that's how it was under Tim Fincham. I know it was more about make sure you hit 7 o'clock before 60 Minutes or the NBC nightly news, whatever it may be. And it's not so much about what happens before there. That's the way it was 15, 20 years ago. And I just think that, as Matt Fitzpatrick says, nothing's going to change. You're going to hit these guys in the wallet. You're going to have to hit them hard. I mean, what's going to change if it's all about just making sure you hit that top of the hour before the news?
The wallet isn't going to make any difference
Strokes?
to these guys. Strokes is the only thing that makes difference. And you see in college golf as well, it's a disease there. The AJGA is the only organization in golf that seems to have made some progress in trying to enforce pace of play. But these guys on the PGA Tour set an example. That's why you saw kids in the drive chip and putt plumb bobbing and doing aim point. You know, disqualify them for that.
Stop them now. Stop them early.
Maybe that's the extremist position on it. But you do see this as an issue. The more competitive golf becomes with college golf and into the PGA Tour, the pace of play is really lagging. It's probably unfair to single out Patrick Cantlay. He's the one who's in the last couple of groups.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of
few
TV
weeks.
time.
So he's getting a lot of TV time. But he is one of the slower players on the PGA Tour. He's not alone out there. There are plenty of them, and the PGA Tour needs to focus on that before the fans decide that they're emboldened somehow or empowered to do it for themselves.
I covered an AJGA event when Jordan Spieth was 16 years of age out in Phoenix, Arizona. Two things stuck with me. One, his short game, ability to get up and down, and the other was the time par. Every 3 holes, they had a red or a green. You were either keeping up with the group in front of you or you were in jeopardy of being penalized. And then maybe that's, you know, the kids, a child shall lead them. Maybe the PGA Tour and DP World Tour should look at what the AJGA is doing, because I think they're doing it correctly.
They definitely are, and the major tours are not. And it's something at some point, despite what Matt Fitzpatrick says, something at some point has to change. You cannot allow it to filter down to the level of fans thinking that they can start to run stopwatches on players.
Jordan Spieth on the side of a hill hit this shot as a 16-year-old got up and down. You had to be there.
Had to be there.
You had to be there.